Hello everybody, I'm here for Testimonial Tuesday again with two very special people, Dave and PJ, but rather than me tell you about them, I'm just going to let them tell you a little bit about themselves. Can you guys introduce yourselves?
Well, I'm David Vernon.
I'm PJ Vernon.
And we moved to Mesa from Southern California a year ago. And even though we had family already living here, we were pretty much starting from scratch with where we were going to move. And so we have known Scott for many, many years and know him to be a man of character and integrity. And so there was no question in our minds who we would get to represent us in this process. And indeed, it is a process. But it was wonderful, and he was fun and easy to work with. So that's what I have to say about that. What about you, girl?
I would just say that we're really delighted with Mesa. We didn't know what to expect, and we kept hearing it was hot. California is also hot. But we are just delighted. Everything we love about Arizona now, and we're just having fun. It's kind of an adventure learning about our new community.
So I would say this, that we had, at Scott's request, given him a list of what we wanted in a home, and it forced us to think about what we really did want in a home. And we had certain things that we had to have, and we had other things that we absolutely would not have. Well, the home that we eventually bought had all the things we said we didn't want, but it also had everything that we said we did want. And I appreciate very much Scott's patience with us and the number of homes we looked at, some of which had a couple of things we wanted, others had some things and some things we didn't want. And our sense often was, well, we could make this house work. But Scott continued to encourage us to keep looking, and basically encouraging us that we would know the house when we found it. And indeed, I think that's what happened, at least for me. When we walked in the door, I knew this was the house. And in fact, it was the very last house that we looked at on a week-long house hunting trip.
It was so important at that point, and I remember that as well, and it got just eerily quiet when we were in here, and I'm like, oh, are they tired? What's going on? But then you start noticing the looks, and then we're making eye contact and the looks, and it's like, this is the one. So something that makes me think about that during that experience is that we had everything already lined up, pre-qualification process. We were ready to go, so that when you find the right house, then it was ready to go and be able to put our offer in. So now that you're here, and I know you left some family that was in California, San Diego, and then out in Concord, but you've moved here closer to some family. So what has it meant to you guys to be retired out of California into Arizona and close to family?
Well, in the interest of full disclosure, we want to tell you that Scott is our nephew. And indeed, we have known him since he was, I don't know, probably 18 years old. But that speaks to what I said earlier, that we knew his character and we knew the kind of man that he is. And so that's why there was no question that he is the person that we would work with. And I want to address one other thing, actually. Scott had put a team of people together to make this process go smoothly. And we learned later that when we had made our offer and others had made their offers, but when the owners of the home had contacted our lender, it was his recommendation that sort of was the final thing that pushed the owners over the top and caused them to select our offer over the other offers that came in on the home. That was part of Scott's team, and we didn't realize how important that was until that time. So otherwise, we're glad to be here in Arizona and to spend more time with Scott, and it was a good decision for us.
Well, I appreciate your time and putting forth your testimonial. And one of the things that's really very fulfilling for me is just being a part of, now I'm part of Dave and PJ's life because I'm married to Julie, and we're family. But just being a part of that day in, day out, that search, that adventure that you talked about earlier, and just being a part of buyers and sellers and their lives, and really being able to offer services that I'm confident that we can get the job done. So thank you so much for tuning in for Testimonial Tuesdays, and I'd love to help you if you're thinking of buying or selling a home. Thanks so much.